Hey, welcome. So, what if I told you that the secret to your next big idea isn't some magical flash of genius? What if it's just a simple sentence? Today, we are diving deep into how a technique called prompt engineering can literally rewire your brain for some serious creative breakthroughs.
All right, let me ask you something. Does this feel familiar? You're staring at a blank page, maybe a blank canvas, or just a really tough problem at work, and crickets. You feel totally and completely stuck.
It's that super frustrating feeling, right? You just know you have great ideas in you, but you can't seem to grab them when you actually need them. Well, what if the problem isn't what you think it is?
So let's break this down. If we're going to solve creative block for good, we first have to figure out what's really holding us back.
And listen, this is so important. This is not about your talent or your potential. The block you're feeling, it's a problem with your process, your method. And you know, the best news about a method is you can change it.
Okay, so to change our method, we first have to tear down a really old and, honestly, unhelpful idea. This myth of the lone genius. So where do great ideas actually come from?
You know, we're all taught to think of creativity as this magical, unpredictable flash of genius that we just have to wait for. But the reality, it's so much more empowering. Creativity is simply a structured, predictable response to a specific command you give your brain.
This idea really requires a total mental shift. It means you stop being a passive bystander just waiting around for inspiration to strike. Instead, you realize you can be an active creator who summons ideas on demand. So, if creativity is a response to a command, what does that command even look like? Let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden engine behind every single idea you've ever had.
That command, it's a prompt. That's it. It's a simple, direct instruction. I mean, think about it. From a Google search to asking a question in a meeting, we use prompts all day, every day. They're the triggers that get our brains working.
And what's so amazing about this is that it's not some new skill you have to learn from scratch. Your brain is already an absolute master at this prompt and response game. You probably just haven't been giving it the right instructions. The whole process is almost mechanical. It all starts when you give it a prompt, a really specific question. Instantly, your brain starts scanning everything it knows, every memory, every fact, every experience you've ever had. Then it smashes a couple of existing bits of info together to forge a new connection. And that new connection is the idea.
Okay, so if we know how the machine works, how do we get in the driver's seat? This is where we go from theory to practice. It's time to become the architect of your own ideas.
This is the fundamental shift, right here. We are moving from this passive state of hoping an idea shows up to an active one where we are purposefully engineering the conditions for that idea to be born. So how do you write a better prompt? Here's your toolkit. First, instead of some vague goal, add a specific constraint. Don't just ask for new ideas. Ask, how can we double our customers with a $0 marketing budget? See the difference? Second, change the perspective. Ask, how would a 5-year-old describe what we do? Or how would our biggest competitors solve this problem? Third, ask what if? What if our biggest weakness was actually our greatest strength? Fourth, try to combine two totally unrelated ideas. What happens when you combine a taxi service with GPS tech? You get Uber. And finally, work backwards from where you want to be. If our goal is to be the #1 app, what 3 things have to be true a year from now? Every single one of these forces your brain down a new, way more interesting path.
You see, by practicing this, by consciously crafting better and better prompts, you're not just getting better at brainstorming. You are literally training your brain to see new connections and to generate original solutions on command. You're building new neural pathways. It's incredible.
So, the big takeaway here is this. Your creativity isn't some finite resource you can use up. It's a skill you can develop and direct, and it will totally transform how you approach, well, any challenge, really.
You know, every great innovation, every piece of art, every elegant solution to a tricky problem, it all started as a response to a prompt, whether the person knew it or not. Your next breakthrough is just sitting there, waiting for you. It's just waiting for the right question.
So that just leaves us with one final, pretty important thought. The tool is in your hands now. You are the architect. The only question left is, what will you ask your brain today?